Unprecedented work is being done by the scientists at the Moat Marine Lab down in Sarasota. Their studies of great white sharks are showing us things we have not seen before in the animal.
From the depths of the ocean emerge creatures more mysterious than we ever imagined. Call them hybrids, mutants, or simply the beasts of the underworld. But tag along for the terrifying critters scientists captured that shocked everyone.
Whoa! Look at that! The front feet!
The Greenland shark is known to live up to 200 years old, so imagine if they could talk.
It's amazing to explore the sea, where hidden wonders sometimes reveal prehistoric secrets. A diver in the Arctic had a surprising encounter when he came across a predator that was almost 200 years old. He spotted a Greenland shark, a species known for its long lifespan. They grow slowly, taking about 150 years to reach adulthood, and some have been known to live nearly 400 years. What's even more fascinating is that these sharks have an extra gill slit compared to modern-day sharks, making them a living relic of the deep sea.
And it is prehistoric. It has an extra gill slit than the modern-day shark, so it comes from another era.
Glow-in-the-dark sharks.
What we have here is a southern lantern shark. So, like their name implies, they can generate light through bioluminescence.
There are many species of sharks, but a few are truly underwater wonders. During an expedition, explorers discovered a shark with the ability to produce its own light. It was the southern lantern shark. They live in the deep sea, often over a mile below the surface. They have large eyes to help them navigate the dark waters and sharp spines behind their fins for defense. Their glowing bodies can help them hide and warn predators that they're not an easy target.
A pigment that oxidizes and actually creates light. It's a natural form of light.
Rare conjoined whales. A fisherman in Mexico stumbled upon an incredible sight, but it didn't last long. He found two conjoined gray whale calves on the Baja California peninsula. The twins were alive when they were discovered, but sadly, they only lived for a few hours. The whales were linked at the waist, each with its own head and tail fin. To learn more about this rare occurrence, scientists collected samples for research. It would have been great if we had the chance to see those conjoined gray whale calves swimming in the ocean, but the ocean took them too soon. Zombie shark. In 2021, a rare and shocking video emerged from Spain, capturing a bizarre scene of shark cannibalism just 1 to 2 meters below the surface of the Indian Ocean in Mozambique. A researcher was releasing it back into the ocean when a group of around 10 sharks suddenly decided to make it their lunch. To everyone's surprise, the shark was still alive, calmly roaming the waters. Experts explain that once a shark is hooked, it sends out distress signals, making it an easy target for hungry sharks nearby. Goblin sharks.
The ability to distend its jaw way out in front of its body and then snap it back to catch food.
People say that deep-sea predators often resemble animals, and this one proves it true. In the dark depths of the ocean, where light barely reaches, strange predators roam. A diver spotted a scary being with its long, pointed snout and pale body, looking like a creature from another era. It was a goblin shark known for its needle-like teeth to grasp the prey. Even though it looks slow, it is perfectly adapted to hunt in the darkness, using its keen sense of smell to track down prey. Its unique features make it one of the ocean's most fascinating and scary hunters. Sea serpent. In 2013, a marine science instructor snorkeling off the coast of Southern California spotted a silvery carcass drifting in the water. People thought it was a sea serpent, but it turned out to be an 18-foot-long oarfish. It took over 15 people to drag the giant, serpent-like creature to the shore of Santa Catalina Island. This was called the discovery of a lifetime. Oarfish live more than 3,000 feet deep, making sightings extremely rare, and little is known about them. It was believed the fish had lost its life due to some natural cause. Literal great shark. During a shark cage diving trip at the Neptune Islands in South Australia, a diver saw something incredible. A huge great white shark appeared from the deep, gliding through the water. As it got closer, its true size stood out. The shark's body had scratch marks, and its fins and gills moved smoothly as it swam. The diver could see its sharp teeth and its dark, focused eyes, showing why it's such a powerful predator. The shark calmly passed by the cage and returned to the deep ocean. The diver felt lucky to watch a moment like this, where great white sharks are in their natural world. Swimming without insides. At a feeding farm, a worker grabbed a fish that seemed completely strange. There was a big gap in its body, like it had been cut open, with no meat inside. It looked like it should be lifeless, but when he put it back in the water, it swam off like nothing happened. He called it the miracle fish. Experts later explained that bonnie fish can swim without flesh inside because they rely on their tail fin and specialized muscles to move. The shape of their body lets them glide smoothly through the water. Strange fish found. For years, these fishermen had seen countless creatures from the ocean, but nothing prepared them for what they caught this time. It was huge and strange, with a shiny, jelly-like body. Its wide, wavy edges spread across the ship's deck, almost like an oversized jellyfish. It looked like it had come from the deep ocean, a place we still don't fully understand. It made the fishermen wonder what other strange creatures were hiding down there. We have only explored a tiny part of the deep ocean, and already it's full of surprises. What if the secrets hiding down there are far more than we can ever understand? Viper shark dogfish. You've probably heard that white sharks are the biggest fish in the ocean, but did you know there's a shark that's much smaller? A recent discovery revealed a shark with a slender body, a flattened head, and a short, blunt snout. It looked different, but its big teeth told the story. It was a viper shark. What makes it even more surprising? Its jaws can extend, allowing it to gape wider, revealing rows of needle-like teeth. It's strange to think about how this small shark uses its unique features to survive in the deep. Prehistoric frilled shark. In 2007, at Awashima Marine Park in Japan, a diver made an incredible discovery. A predator many thought had come straight from prehistoric times. It had an eel-like body, frilly gill slits, a wide jaw with scary teeth, and a spineless dorsal fin. Its unique features sparked theories that an extinct species had come back to life. But scientists later revealed the truth. It was a rare, frilled shark, a species often called a living fossil. Estimated to be around 25 years old, the frilled shark lives in deep waters, over 2,000 feet below the surface, making live sightings extremely rare. Scary catch. In Krabi Province, southern Thailand, villagers were shocked when a fisherman caught a strange fish that looked like the horror movie character Freddy Krueger. At first, the fisherman thought it was just some muddy leaves, but when he looked closer, he saw its black eyes and face, which looked angry with a wide mouth and rough skin. He quickly took the fish out of his net and put it in a special basket. It turned out to be a stone fish, known for hiding in deep water, where it blends in with its surroundings. If you ever find one, don't touch it bare-handed. Its spines are venomous, and touching it can be very unsafe. Conjoined turtle. A tortoise born in southeastern China in 2018 quickly made headlines due to its unusual condition. This tortoise, believed to be a red-eared slider, lives in captivity in Shangrao, Jiangxi province. It cannot be released into the wild, as it is unlikely to survive and could pass on its deformity gene. As of October 1st, 2018, it appeared healthy, but experts believe it may not live as long as most tortoises, which typically live up to 30 years. Green bomber worms.
It's a very exciting discovery, and it allows us to realize how little we actually know about the marine environment in deep water.
An underwater drone captured an incredible sight in the deep, dark waters of the northeastern Pacific, a green bomber worm. These fascinating beings live in the water column, not on the seafloor. They were the first of their kind formally described in the 21st century. Their bioluminescent gills glow with a greenish light, forming sacs around their necks. This glowing feature is a defensive strategy. When threatened, the worm releases the sacs like glowing bombs, confusing predators and giving the worm a chance to escape. Rare two-headed bull shark.
One shark for me is scary enough. How about a shark with two heads?
Mutant animals have always sparked curiosity, and this one certainly did. In 2013, a fisherman in the Florida Keys discovered a bull shark with a two-headed fetus inside. According to experts, this was likely the first ever recorded case of a two-headed shark. But what shocked researchers was that it wasn't two conjoined twins. Instead, it was a single shark with two fully developed heads. Each head had 5 pairs of gills, a pair of eyes, nares, and a mouth with sharp teeth. What could have caused this unusual mutation? It's been years, we still don't have the answer. Strange marine creature.
I've never seen anything like this. Look at his freaking eyes.
A group of friends were out looking for crabs, but instead, they found something totally unexpected. They pulled up a weird, slimy creature, and none of them could figure out what it was. They thought it might be a jellyfish, but it wasn't. Maybe this poor creature lost its shell somehow. That would make it tough to survive, right? It's crazy to imagine how it might be getting by without that protection.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that makes it look like it might be a slug.
Fish scare.
I can't be put sharing that everywhere.
In 2015, a local discovered an odd corpse at Hollingworth Lake in Rochdale. The creature, found at the edge of the water, was nearly 5 feet long. It still had a mouthful of sharp teeth, large enough for a person to fit their fist inside. The strange find sparked wild theories. Some speculated that it could be an ancient, unknown species from the depths, while others believed it might be a version of the Loch Ness Monster, while many suggested it was simply a large eel that had dried up.
Check that gob out on that! Oh yeah!
Mutant northern pike.
Still eating though.
A guy in Wisconsin caught an odd fish that looked like a northern pike, but something was off. The mouth appeared strange. The lower jaw was much longer than the upper one. The fish was large, even longer than his foot. He couldn't help but wonder if it was some kind of mutant, as it didn't resemble any pike he had ever seen. The unusual features raised questions about what could have caused such a change. Was it a genetic mutation, or was something else at play?
No good face, dude.
Intimidating wolf eel.
This magnificent creature is a wolf eel.
An Animal Channel captured a fascinating sight of a marine animal struggling with age. A wolf eel, known for its powerful bite. It used to crush hard-shelled prey like sea urchins and crabs with ease. This time, though, its worn teeth showed signs of age, making hunting more difficult. It managed to chomp down on a sea urchin, unaffected by its sharp spines. Nearby, a crab became another victim, reminding everyone of the wolf eel past as a skilled predator in the underwater world.
Whoa! Look at that!
Cyclops shark. In 2011, a fisherman in the Gulf of California made a discovery that left everyone in shock. While cutting open a dusky shark, he discovered an albino shark fetus with a single giant eye. It looked like Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. Experts said this was an incredibly rare find. Less than 50 examples of such an abnormality have been recorded. The reason for the giant eye? It seems the shark's brain didn't fully separate, causing only one eye to form. Scientists weren't sure what caused this, but since the waters of the Sea of Cortez are some of the cleanest, we can't say pollution was the cause. Wild goosefish chase. Some fish are masters of disguise, staying completely hidden in the depths of the sea. A video recorded by an animal channel captured one such fish that left everyone amazed. The footage shows a goosefish resting on the sandy sea floor, almost impossible to spot. At first, it seems like just another patch of the seabed, but then you notice a small, shallow hole. The goosefish had dug it itself. The fish stayed completely still, waiting for prey to come close. When it did, the goosefish flicked its lure to attract the unsuspecting victim. Nature can be pretty smart, don't you think? Rare pocket shark. Every time a new species of fish is found, it makes waves, and that's exactly what happened in 2010. In the Gulf of Mexico, researchers found a tiny, blunt-headed shark, only 5.5 inches long. What makes this shark truly fascinating are the pockets above its fins. These mysterious pouches can squirt glowing clouds into the water, a feature found in only 3 out of 500 known shark species. The American pocket shark was officially named after a second specimen was caught in 2015. The glowing liquid may play a role in attracting prey or evading predators in the deep sea. Let's wait until scientists conclude it. Scary fish. It started like any other fishing trip for this angler, but then he pulled up a fish that shocked him. It had a huge mouth and mottled skin. Well, it was pretty terrifying. Turns out, it was a monkfish. These fish are really hard to find because they hang out deep in the ocean, blending in with the seabed. That's why you don't see them often. Even experienced anglers don't usually catch one. Can you imagine reeling that in? I bet he hadn't expected that kind of surprise. Mutant fish. Back in 2017, a carp called the Chernobyl fish went viral after being pulled from a lake. The strange fish had 2 mouths and 4 eyes, leading people to believe it was caused by contamination in the lake. But scientists weren't sure. They needed to test the fish to determine if contamination was the cause. The carp looked healthy and fully grown, and one expert believes contamination might not be the reason, as it would have affected the fish when it was younger. So, what caused this strange fish to look the way it does now? Strange fish with legs. A video posted on February 13, 2020, left everyone scratching their heads. It showed a creature out of the water, opening and closing its mouth like a frog, but the head and body still suggested it was a fish. It was so strange that many started wondering if this was some kind of fish-frog crossover. A fish out of water and standing on its legs was shocking. Some even joke that fish might evolve so quickly that one day they'd be able to run, and the thought of being chased by one is definitely unsettling. Pike with horns. In Siberia, a local fisherman made a catch that left him shocked. While fishing in the Irtysh River near Chekrushevo, he pulled up a pike with 4 horns growing from its head. Something no one had ever seen before. Those who saw it started calling it a dragon. According to local legends, a dragon-like creature called the Lusud Khan lives in Siberian lakes. Theories quickly spread linking it to the legendary monster, but some weren't convinced. They suggested it could be the result of rockets launched from the Russian Cosmodrome, dumping waste into the river. Crabfish mutant. A fisherman found an odd fish that suddenly jumped onto the deck of his boat. It had whiskers like a catfish, but the strangest part was that it also had claws, similar to those of a crab. People started calling it the crab catfish, but others disagreed, suggesting that the claws might have been purposely attached. The unusual appearance left many wondering if it was a rare creature or if someone had altered it. Headless fish. A shocking video from a pond has buzzed the internet. It shows a fish swimming with no head. The whole mouth was missing, but you could still see its gills and eye sockets. How could it still move? It turns out that a fish's spinal cord controls much of its movement. While a fish needs its head to breathe, the nerves in the spine can keep it swimming for a while. It's a strange phenomenon, but it doesn't last long. Without its head, the fish can't survive for too much longer. Fish without eyes. The world is full of strange and unsettling discoveries. In Russia, an old man experienced one such moment when he caught an unusual fish from a pond. At first glance, it seemed like any other catch, but as he picked it up, he was shocked. Its mouth was unusually large, and instead of eyes, there were only dark, empty holes. The fish, identified as a crucian carp, was a mutant. Experts later pointed to the nearby petrochemical plant, which had been dumping sewage into the pond for years, polluting the water. The old man returned the fish to the water. Its survival seemed unlikely. Unchecked pollution may be turning nature's creatures into something we barely recognize. Furry fish. Furry animals are adorable. But what about furry fish? A man near a pond was shocked when he saw two fish that looked like they were covered in fur, almost as if they were wearing costumes. Later he learned that these were trout suffering from a fungal infection called cotton mold. The infection gives the fish a strange, woolly appearance, making it look like fur is growing on their bodies. While it may seem unnatural, this condition is caused by poor water quality or injuries, which allow the fungus to thrive. Alien fish. A fisherman off the coast of Thailand pulled a bizarre creature from the sea. Its body was white as chalk, it had no visible eyes, and its spike-like teeth were on the outside of its mouth. A terrifying sight. At first, the fisherman thought it might be an albino marine animal due to its pale skin, but nothing like this had ever crossed his path in years of working these waters. Some locals thought the creature might be an eel goby, a deep-sea fish commonly found in the depths of Eastern Asia. Its ghostly appearance and lack of eyes were likely due to genetic mutation, possibly influenced by the pressures of its extreme environment. Mysterious fish. A man stumbled upon what looked like a stone, hard, dried, and lifeless. But when he poured water into its mouth, it suddenly came alive, moving its lips as if waking from a deep sleep. It turned out to be a sucker-mouth catfish, a species with a remarkable survival ability. This fish can enter a hibernation-like state, allowing it to endure months without water by burrowing into hardened, dried mud. Once rain arrives, it revives and returns to life. Even in the harshest conditions, life finds a way to adapt and thrive. Unbelievable catfish. We've all heard that fish can't survive out of water, but this encounter might make you think twice. A farmer witnessed a strange sight. He spotted a catfish climbing a tree, seemingly trying to hide in the trunk. The fish had slithered its way through the field to get there. While it may sound unbelievable, catfish, particularly air-breathing catfish, have special adaptations that let them survive out of water for short periods. They breathe air using specialized organs, helping them move across land when needed. Though they can't truly live in trees, surely nature never stops to surprise us. Faceless fish. In 2017, researchers set out on an expedition to explore marine life in Australia, and one discovery made their mission unforgettable. Scientists came across a faceless fish in one of the ocean's deepest regions. Found 4 kilometers below sea level, south of Sydney, this odd 40-centimeter fish had no visible facial features. Its smooth body lacked a noticeable face, leaving many to wonder how it navigates and survives underwater. This mysterious being was identified as a faceless cusk eel, a deep-sea species named for its appearance. It's not an eel, but a type of bony fish named after due to its appearance. Living in total darkness proves that nature always finds a way to adapt. Creepy squid. A farmer in Brazil found an intruder in his field. It had dug a hole in the ground, and no one knew how long it had been living there. The creature had haunting eye sockets, black, slimy tentacles, similar to those of an octopus or squid, extended from its face. People began calling it the squid-like cryptid. The farmer was left wondering how a sea creature ended up so far from the ocean in his field. Unique fish. A Russian fisherman made a strange catch while trawling off the coast of Murmansk in the northwest. The fish had leopard-like spots and a full set of sharp molars, making it look like a terrifying alien creature. Many suspect it was a rare deep-sea wolf eel, known for its powerful jaws that can easily crush hard-shelled prey. While the ocean is home to some of the most bizarre creatures, this fish's unusual appearance left many unsure of its true identity. Amphibious reptile.
It's not very clean water. What the is that?
Tourists in Thailand were left mystified when they spotted something swimming in the water that seemed to be beyond explanation. It had a long neck, snout, and compressed tail. It looked like a strange mix between a snake and an otter, leaving them to guess what it could be. In reality, they were likely seeing a very large water monitor, a creature that's rarely seen swimming. These reptiles are semi-aquatic creatures and typically spend their time basking on logs or riverbanks, making this unexpected sight even more surprising.
It's like a cross between a snake and an otter.
Mutant fish.
That's easy.
Fishermen in Thailand caught a bizarre fish that seemed to have legs. They were unsure of what it was, so they posted a video online. It had a body that looked like it had legs, sparking guesses that it could be a river-faring batfish. A family, on a boat trip, later found a similar creature on the deck. Its skin was similar to that of a stonefish, but the most unusual part was that it also had legs. It was most likely a short-nosed batfish. Batfish are known for walking along the seabed, using their pelvic fins like hands to move slowly, similar to the one found by the fishermen. Bloated reptile fish. A fisherman in the southern province of Krabi made an unusual discovery on the beach. At first, it seemed like a large piece of driftwood, but as he approached, he realized it was something far stranger. The creature, about 4 meters long, had a slimy body and a huge, cartoonish head. Its bulging eyes and gaping mouth full of sharp teeth gave it a terrifying look. The body resembled that of a fish, with fins and a long tail, but it had 2 thin arms that ended in claw-like appendages. Some believed it was a prehistoric creature, while others thought it was just an elaborate silicone model, sparking debates over its true origin. Half fish. Fish are a lot tougher than we usually think, but this one from Thailand raises the price. A man in Thailand brought in a fish that had been cut in half, yet it survived for an astonishing 6 months. He placed it in a tank. It had no tail, yet it managed to breathe and eat normally, despite the serious injury. Its resilience is an example of how adaptable some creatures can be. Though fish are cold-blooded, covered in bony scales, and rely on gills to breathe, it's not every day you see one surviving against all odds like this. Walking shark. Sharks are some of the oldest predators on Earth, constantly evolving over time. But could they be the first to gain the ability to walk on land? On a beach, a man spotted an epaulet shark moving across the sand, as if it was searching for food. This rare sight left people wondering if sharks could eventually adapt to life on land. The epaulet shark is known for its ability to walk on the ocean floor, but this behavior on land was truly surprising. Could this be a glimpse of how sharks might adapt in the future? Rare catch. A fisherman in Murmansk was shocked when his usual catch included a crab. This crab wasn't like the others. This one had a unique blue color and small spikes all over its body. The legs were especially striking, bright blue in color. It had 3 pairs of walking legs and rear swimming legs that looked like paddles, allowing it to move efficiently through the water. Despite its striking features, the blue crab faces challenges such as habitat loss and nutrient loading, which threaten its population and survival. Long-lost sea creature. There are countless species in the oceans, many of which remain unknown to us. One surprising being recently captured by an Animal Channel is the chambered nautilus, a living link to the ancient past. Having existed for over 480 million years, long before the time of dinosaurs, nautiluses have been living in the ocean reefs for centuries. These soft-bodied beings live inside a chambered shell. Their eyes are simple, pinhole-type structures that can only sense light and dark. It has an extraordinary ability to perceive water depth, current directions, and speeds, helping them maintain balance. Let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. In Australian waters, researchers discovered the world's first hybrid sharks, the result of crossbreeding between the common blacktip shark and the Australian blacktip shark. This unprecedented discovery was made by marine biologists. While cataloging shark species, the hybrid sharks were found in cooler seas, far from the tropical waters where the Australian blacktip usually resides. This finding suggests that the sharks may be adapting to climate change, with the hybrid offspring better suited to survive in the changing ocean temperatures. Scientists believe this adaptation could help them cope with the impact of global warming on marine ecosystems.